Good afternoon, all. CamelbackTrading.org coming to you this Tuesday afternoon, November 10th. We're looking at the SPY ETF's market profile here on Window Trader. And again, it's going to be a day where the bulls can say, well, we didn't do too bad today. Even though we gapped lower, we filled the gap right away. Yes, we filled the weekly and daily gap from the 5th and 6th. But we spent a good part of the day battling into yesterday's range. And on the flip side, the seller's going to say you accomplished nothing. Even though the sellers failed at holding their gap, they filled these two gaps. And more importantly, this price probe and spike is still firmly in play. For me, nothing's changed until buyers are able to take that back. Now, another thing we did, we basically went back and forth through the opening and yesterday's range all day. But more importantly, last month's high. Remember, we came out of last month's inside month to the upside by $10 yesterday and closed only 4 cents above it. Well, guess what, folks? We closed 6 cents above it today. So we battled it all day and closed 6 cents above it. So what does that mean? It means there's still total uncertainty. There was total indecision today by the market. We're in balance in the monthly. We're in balance in the daily. The weekly is still up. Tomorrow, hopefully, we'll get more clarity. Depending, we were 11 wide here, right below yesterday's low. If buyers are able to take out, and we discussed this. This is what's great about the trading room that I run. We spent a better part of L&M, because the L&M, for the most part, were very calm today, as you can see. We spent the better part of L&M talking about the game plan already for tomorrow, about what we can look for if we take out today's high. Are we going to get back and take back the price probe and eat away from M's range from yesterday to have a chance to get back inside of the meat of this day for the all-time high at some point? Or are sellers really still in control? We're not going to get back above today's high and then start trying to push lower. Fabulous conversation we have throughout the trading day, even when it's slow, on what we are looking for going forward. I had a good day today, and believe it or not, I didn't take a trade after F, and I missed 2 huge trades, and I was furious at myself. So let's go over them. A period. Again, I traded Friday settlements. I took a 355 put play when we opened, filled the gap, and got to yesterday's settlement. I was like, I don't think we're going to go ripping into M's range just yet. And we didn't. And it turned out to be a nice trade in A period as we came back down. Then the next trade I took was in C. And I actually lost small on this. I took the break of B, made money down to A, and then added on to it once we started going down to fill the gap. But the problem was when I added on, once we filled the gap, we came back pretty quickly. Didn't take it off quick enough. Ended up losing small on that trade. And that was, I'm sorry. I take that back. I'm losing my mind. You have to bear with me. I lost money on my initial trade. I'm looking and I'm saying, I had a very good trade in C. C period took out B. Came down. And it came back up, and I took it off. I was like, it didn't get what I wanted. Where I got on board again in C was when we finally got below B's low with acceptance, took a nice sizable put play, and rode it all the way down to fill the weekly gap, daily gap. Actually was holding on to 10 more out of the 100, looking to see if we can get the naked POC from the 6. We didn't get it. As soon as we came back up and got above M's high, I took that off. I'm sorry, I apologize. So I did lose small on my initial trade in C, but then got back in and took a much larger play, which paid off beautifully. F period. Made a new high in the day, faded it, didn't think we'd have single prints. We didn't. Those were the 357. So A and C's shorts were 355 puts for Friday. F was 357, and that worked out nice. So here's the trade, though, that I missed and really got upset in myself. After D period, took out C's high, E went higher, F went higher, now G. Inside bar, H couldn't even take out G's high. Now, I didn't want to be the innovator. Somebody in the room said, well, can you take a trade at H is high? I'm like, you can, and use G as your out. I didn't do that. The trade I missed, and it doesn't look as bad, but I'm in 5-tick increments, so it was a very good trade it would have been. When H took out G's low, I plain as day said to the room, okay, the one-time framing up is done. We're going to go now, most likely, if we get below the opening, anybody who's long here in D, E, F, G, and H are going to give it up. And we're going to go trade at half back, and we're going to trade at value low, which at that time was lower. And I just stood and watched it. And I was looking at, I think it was the 355 puts again, and they went $1 in my favor. And I was furious at myself. Not only did I miss that, then I'm always looking for the afternoon pullback. Well, I said to the room, my mental reserve was shot because I missed that trade. If I go and take a long now and it continues to go down, I'd be really upset. So guess what? I didn't take that trade. And look what I did. It was at the time, it was right below value low. It was beautiful entry. My out would have been A's low. I could have taken off my put at value low, got long below value low, use A as my out, and look what this thing ended up doing. So it shows you how not only can, when you miss one trade and you get upset at it and it takes your mental reserve down to empty, how it also cost me on another one. Now, I'm saying this, and I had a good day. That trade, that C trade was a home run. That's my touchdown trade. Those 100 puts were a touchdown. From B's low to the gap fill, that was a touchdown. But that doesn't matter. It's not about the money. It's about doing the trade that's right. And that was the right trade. And I knew it and I didn't do it. And again, on the long. Even though we were one time framing down, I knew my out. So it really frustrated me. Now, I could have taken multiple shorts at J, K, L, and M's high. But I didn't. I actually had a bid in. I think it was K period to get it. Never got it. Your out was G and H's high. That's talk about good risk reward. With the rotations we were getting, your risk was G and H's high. Your reward was all the way back down to at least F's low, which was POC. These were at least $1, if not $1.50 rotations. So even though I had a good day, I didn't make a trade after F. I was very upset at myself for not taking the break of G and the long and I. These I wasn't. L and M I wasn't upset at all because L and M are a different animal, although they behave very well today. So again, these are the things I teach my room. Calling the day and executing it are two very different things. I think I call the market very well. Still not happy with my execution. I've been doing it for a long time. You can always improve. Destinations for tomorrow. Today's high of 355.18. Then the ones I gave you yesterday. I'll give them to you quickly, but this is it. Hopefully you write them down. The price broke 358.06. Price spike 358.67. Afternoon rally high 362.14. And then you should have the daily high and pre-market all-time high. For the downside today, first one will be our 11 wide at 353.48. That's F's low. Afternoon pullback low. I's low 352.22. And then today's low of 350.51. Let's see if they've changed the close. They did. They have it at 354.04. So we closed 2 pennies above last month's high. Now, let's go to the charts. So the monthly is still unresolved. We exploded out of a 4-month balance yesterday only to give it all back. We're battling the inside month. Right now, you can technically say we have an inside month up. We closed 2 cents above it. They haven't gotten much distance away from it. Well, I shouldn't say that. We got $10 away from it. But since we came back in, we haven't gotten any distance away from it. That's why I think tomorrow is going to be very interesting. If we're able to take out today's high and get acceptance outside the inside month to the upside, we have a chance to take back the price probe. If not, nothing's changed and sellers are still in control. I will call weekly up for now. Even though we filled the gap, we're up. And the daily, we took out yesterday's low. We are in firmly in a balance right now. I hope you had a good day trading. Have a great night. Stay safe. And we'll speak prior to the opening tomorrow.